Now that we know exceptions, we can learn how to read and write files using Java. Reading from and writing files is a common task in programming in general. So of course Java provides several classes that make it easy to work with files. We're going to be using two of them, the file reader and the file writer classes. This may not be a huge surprise, but the file reader class is used to read character data from a file, such as text data. And guess what? The file reader class is used to write character data to a file. Both classes are easy to use and they're part of the standard Java library, so you don't need to install any additional software to use them. You may wonder when you would use this, so let's go over a few situations in which you would want to use the file reader or file writer. So first of all, reading from a configuration file. You might use a file reader to read configuration settings from a file, such as database connection settings, email server settings, or other application settings. It can also be useful for writing to a log file. You might use a file writer to write log messages to a file, such as debug information, error messages, or other application events. It's also good for parsing text data. You might use a file reader to read data from a text file, such as CSV data or other structured text data, and then parse the data into individual fields or records. And there's a lot more options, but the last one I'm going to mention is generating reports. So you might want to use a file writer to write data to a file in a specific format. For example, an HTML or CSV file. This can help you generate reports or other formatted output. Alright, enough talking. Let's start reading. In the next video, we'll look at how to use the file reader class to read data from a file.